All right, so we're going to be talking right now about what to do when you run into a Cutco owner, so specifically for in-home demos. So the first thing you want to do is when you walk in is it's just like a very constant state of like building rapport. So Ms. Jones, tell me about yourself. So, how long have you lived here? And, tell me about your family. So the first 5 to 10 minutes have got to be building rapport. And then second of all, once they're going to bring up Cutco themselves, be like, that's awesome. How long have you had it for? Oh, wow, that's amazing. And then, do you love it? So not how do you like it, it's do you love it? They'll say, obviously, yes, I do. Great, and did you buy it from another college student or another young person like me, or did you buy it like at a trade show? And most people will say like, oh, I bought it as a college student. Well, just want to say thank you. You're obviously a really nice mom for always supporting college students. Again, always supporting college students, always supporting young people like me, right? So great, well, do you mind if I see what you already have? And then I kind of like excitedly go to their kitchen and, I kind of go in, we kind of are going through their drawers together and they're bringing out stuff. They're finding vegetable peelers. They're finding ice cream scoops. They're finding their, their knives, and they maybe have like a little wood block off to the side. And, if I'm a brand new representative, I'll take my polishing cloth and I'm like, cool, let's polish these up and let's make them look really nice for you. They really appreciate that. You can take a look at some of the knives, and if any of them look like they maybe could use a little bit of a touch up, be like, hey, Mrs. Jones, why don't I help you wrap these up a little bit? And then I'm going to help you send it back to the factory. And so on the bottom of page in your training manual where it says the guarantee, it gives you instructions of how to like basically send everything back and the address to do that all for. So it's really easy. You can always ask your manager how to do that. But then it's gonna be where the guarantee is.
Okay.
At the bottom of that page, it tells you how to send stuff back to the factory. It's not hard. Yeah. But anyways, once I'm sitting down with the demo, the first question I'm going to ask them is, so why don't you tell me, Mrs. Jones, what do you use your knives for? And I'm going to take a notebook and I'm going to write down, okay, trimmer and the different things they say they use their trimmer for. Then they're going to grab, and maybe they say like petite chef. Oh, I use that for like frozen foods, or I use that for all like my big pieces of meat. Now in my head, I'm thinking, wow, that's not really the right jobs for that. But that's going to open me up to thinking, man, I probably should try to sell this person a butcher knife or maybe a carver knife, because they might be using their knives for the wrong.
You always want to write down.
Yeah, so you always want to write everything down, exactly. So I'm writing everything down. I'm never correcting, be like, oh my God, that's not the right thing. But I'm saying, okay, petite chef, and that's going to be for, so they're using it for cutting up meats. Where in my mind, I'm like, okay, that should be the one they should be chopping up their vegetables with, right? Then, once I've gone through all of their list, I go to page 13 in the manual, and I start with the 4 Cutco owners approach. So, Mrs. Jones, since you already have Cutco, it doesn't really make any sense to have to show you a full set of it. What most Cutco owners do is they either upgrade to their favorite set, or we can just make a wish list, which is not necessarily all the things that you're going to buy today, but all the things that you would love to have at some point in the future. And I'm going to keep track of everything. That way I can let you know when stuff goes on sale and when there's good discounts on there. That way you can always get the best deal and you can always get it through me. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the blue book here. And we're going to start from the very back page. And I'm going to show you some of our gift sets. So these are gift sets. They make great wedding presents or birthday presents. Do you have any weddings coming up in the next 3 to 6 months? And if they do, cool. What would be a budget for that? Maybe about 100, or would it be more like 200 or more like 50? And I'm going to try to find maybe a gift set that would fit for them. And I'm going to write it on their wish list. Everything is going to be going on a notebook page that I'll be using at the end of the demo. So, maybe I write down gift set. Then I'm going to keep flipping the page. I'm going to pass all the gift sets. When I get to the sporting knives page, I'm going to pause for about 1 or 2 minutes, and I'm going to let them look at it. And here's what I'm looking for: 1 inch forward head motion. If they move their head forward 1, I'm going to be like, oh, cool, which one were you looking at? Yeah. They're like, oh, maybe the gardening tools. Oh, do you like to garden? So I'm going to ask them a question. They're like, sure. Well, these are really high quality. Did you want me to put these on your wish list? And that's the question. Do you want me to put these on your wish list? Not do you want to buy them, not do you like them, is want me to put them on your wish list. And they'll be like, yeah, you can put them on my wish list. Cool. So gardening tools. I'll put the garden set down. What about the outdoor sporting, hunting, and fishing knives? Do you have any people in your life that would love a hunting knife or a pocket knife that maybe have a birthday in the next 1 to 3 months? Guys, if you are talking to a married couple, they all know somebody in the next 3 months that has a birthday, either their kid or their niece or their nephew or whatever, and we can maybe find a piece for them. And they might be like, yeah, actually my nephew. Well, does he like pocket knives? Or does he like to go fishing or hunting? Oh, he loves to go fishing. What if we could engrave his name on the blade as a personalized birthday gift that he'll never forget? That'd be kind of cool. You want me to add that to your wish list? Sure. So I'll put fishing knife. Then I'm going to keep on moving through. And again, I'm going to pause at the gadgets page. And Mrs. Jones, these are 4 or 6 accessories that nobody ever has good quality versions of. So our cheese knives are so popular, we have 4 of them. And then we have a wine opener. It also has a little bottle opener on the side of it and a can opener that's got a magnet on it. So that way you can lift up the lid. Then these are the 4 most popular accessories. We have these in our entertainer pack, which is a really popular wedding gift. What do you think of any of these? Did you want me to add any of these to your wish list? So let's say they say, I like the cheese knife and I like the can opener. Okay, great. I'm going to keep on cruising here. We've got some table knives. What do you think about adding any table knives to your set? Maybe a set of 4. It'd be nice to have a couple extra. Okay, so I'm going to keep on adding those. Are you in the market for cookware? This is going to be a very yes or no answer. They're not going to be like, well, I don't know, sell me on it. They're either in the market or they're not. If they are in the market, probably call your manager. If they're not in the market, you can just skip it. Are you in the market for flatware? Same thing, same question. And then finally, we're going to get back to the knives. So I'm going to flip over and I'm going to open up the ultimate brochure that has all the knives laid out. And I'm going to open it up to, first of all, the homemaker pieces. So I'm just going to have the homemaker set, unless they already have it, and then I'll flip over into the signature set. And I'll say, would there be any tools from here that you think might complement what you already own? Or did you want to add any of these to your wish list? And they might say, you know what, the shears for sure. And then they might open this up again. And they'll say, I like that small 5-inch Santoku. So, the first thing I'd ask them, Mrs. Jones, what do you think about the idea of upgrading to this set? If they have a studio set, I'm going to say you can upgrade to the homemaker or the family set, which is also what we call the signature set, or the complete set. So do you want me to show you what it would look like to upgrade to one of the sets? Or do you want me to show you what it would look like to just get these pieces, just for these pieces? And they're going to give you one direction. Let's say, no, just these pieces. So, okay, cool. Why don't you give me a minute and I'm going to calculate these prices. So then I just put my head down, I grab my price list, and I'm going to write down the prices of all the items. This is all pretty much silent. Just looking down, looking down, looking down, looking down. Got all the prices. Then I'm going to add the prices of every single thing they put together, and that'll be the value. Let's say the value of that is, $950. What I try to do at that point is I try to give a couple pieces of Cutco for free that are going to get them about a 15 to 20% discount. So if I just multiply 950 times 0.2 or 20%, it's going to give me about $190. So then my job is to look at the pieces that they have on their wish list and think, okay, which of these pieces, if I added them together, would be about $190. So let's say that would be the can opener and the 4 table knives. That would be about $200 or so. So I'll put savings of $200, which would be the price of the 4 table knives and the can opener. And then if I do the price, that would be $750. And then because it's $750, I can divide that up across 5 payments, and it'd be $150 a month plus tax. I'm like, all right, Mrs. Jones, are you ready? All right, so I know this is just a wish list, but maybe today wishes can come true, right? And plus, I'm in a really big contest, so I want to give you a really huge discount on this. So for the gift set for your wedding, and the garden tool set, and your fisherman's knife, and the cheese knife, and the can opener, and the 4 table knives, and the shears, and the 5-inch Santoku, the value of all of that would be $950. That's what if you were buying it online or if you were buying it from somebody else. But I'm going to give you a savings of $200. That's like 20% off. I'm giving you the 4 table knives and the can opener for free.
Right. And the question, they can't get these savings without being without.
No, online they don't get anything for free. That brings the price down to $750. And on the 5 pay, and I've got it all written down, it's only going to be $150 a month for 5 months interest free. How does that sound? And that's my closing. I shrug and I say, how does that sound?
Yeah.
I make it really easy for them to say yes. I really make it easy for them to say no. If they're like, no, Damien, I cannot spend that much money today, I'd be like, hey, no sweat. And I take this back to close the no and move on to a yes option. Great, well, let me ask you, which of these options do you think you could live without? Not which ones do you like, but which one could you live without? So let's say they say, well, I could definitely live without the garden tool set, and I think we can hold off on the wedding gift for now. I'm like, great. So once they've taken off a couple of pieces, I'm like, hey, do you want me to show you what it would be like for this? They're already in the sort of the buying mode.
Yeah.
So they're kind of interested, okay, what can you do with that? So then I'm going to take out the price of those items. Let's say, the new value is going to be $700. And I know that if I want to give about a 20% discount, I'm going to want to give about $120 off. So let's say I give them the 4 table knives. That's $160, close enough. So now the price is going to be $540, and I can still do 5 payments. And here's what I love about this: divided by 5, it's only $100, only $108 a month.
So way less.
So all of a sudden, it's at $100. It's less than a grocery bill. It's less than a cell phone bill. I'm like, all right, Mrs. Jones. So for the rest of your wish list, the fishing knife, the cheese knife, the can opener, the 4 table knives, the shears, and the 5-inch Santoku. And again, I have this all written down. The value is going to be $700, but I'm going to give you the 4 table knives for free. That's $160 discount. It's about a 20% discount still. Brings it down to $540, and on the 5 pay, and I circle it again, it's only going to be $108 a month plus tax, and it's interest free, and you get 30-day money back. So if there's any pieces that you didn't love, you can always return them, and we'll pay for the return shipping for you. How does that sound? And I smile, and I ask for the order again. And it'll typically be 3 drop downs that I'll have to do. 1, 2, and the next option is typically the one that will make the sale. It'll probably be about $400, $350. Because now they're really thinking, I'm like, hey, what would it be without the 4 table knives, or what would it be without this? And I just do another deal with them when I'm giving them 1 or 2 pieces of Cutco for free. I always want to drop the price about 15 to 20% off, and asking for the order by showing them the value. Now I'm going to turn it to the other side, and let's say they would have said, yes, I want to do an upgrade. So at that point, let's say they had 4 pieces of Cutco. In order for them to do an upgrade, what I would do is I would write down all of the knives that they're missing on my paper. And I would add up the price of all those pieces as part of the wish list. But I wouldn't itemize them in front of the customer. I would just say the word upgrade. And then I would put next to that the garden tool set and the fishing knife. So the upgrade is one solid price. It'd be some of the other tools that I could give away for free. Or maybe pieces within the upgrade, I'd give a discount. I'd give a piece of, or those are for free as well. But it's just a matter of them thinking, wow, upgrade, that sounds good, plus all this extra stuff, and then be excited about it. When I'm closing on the upgrade, I'll remind them of the full price of the set. So Mrs. Jones, if you would have bought this homemaker when you first got it, it's actually $12.73. But because you already have some pieces, you're going to be saving money because you don't have to do the whole thing today.
That's what the upgrade is, right? You're just upgrading it
to a full-size set.
And you're kind of using what they have to get them a deal.
Because, well, they don't have to buy what they already have, right? They already own it.
Right.
So if they wanted to buy a homemaker and they already had 4 knives, they'd only be buying 6. However, from those 6, I'll probably give them 1 of them for free. So there's a discount to the upgrade because they already own some pieces, and because I'm going to give them a deal because it's the President's Day sale, or because it's whatever sale I want it to be.
Still off the 20%?
Well, it's going to be just what pieces that I gave them for free equals about a 20% discount. It's never an actual percentage discount. It's more which knives create the discount.
Yeah.
That's about 20% off, because that's what customers are really excited about. And when you go to a store, hey, 10% off is a big deal. 20% off is like, once a year only. 30% off is like unheard of. So, we want to try to give them that deal and say, hey, it's because of the fact that I'm in my Fast Art contest, because of the fact that I'm trying to get promoted, because of the fact that it's President's Day, because it's our Taco Tuesday sales day. You just have to create a reason for it.
Yeah.
And have that be the reason, because you don't want them to think about it, because if they don't do it today, you can never give them the deal again. That's what you want to think, and that's what you want to say.
Yeah.
And whatever they decide to buy, that's awesome. And you can still get referrals the exact same way. When you're talking to somebody that already owns Cutco, when I finish the demo, I'm like, hey, Mrs. Jones, how'd you like my demo? They're like, great. Well, there's one more very important part. Here's where you can really help me out. I get paid every single time I show Cutco, but I can only call people that are nice like you that I've been given recommendation to. So what I'd love for you to do while I'm cleaning up and writing up this order is just go ahead and I give them my referrals notebook, and I hand it over to them, is write down 5 to 10,000 people, just kidding, 7 to 10, not people you think would buy, just nice people like you that'd be willing to take a look, or anybody else that already owns Cutco that I could also help them with a sharpening process they might need, or maybe they might want to upgrade to a bigger set, but either way, I get paid $17, so it really means a lot. So either they own Cutco or they don't, it really helps me out just to see them. That way, they don't give me the excuse, oh, everyone I already own, I've already referred, and they already own Cutco. Like I want to tell them, like I want to see people that already own Cutco because I want to help them with the sharpening process they needed, or they can always like take a look at some new stuff and I get paid either way. And I'm going to give them the notebook at the same time, and I'm going to be like, hey, who else do you know that owns Cutco, or who's maybe one of your neighbors, or what about like the family of the kid who sold it? I bet you they're done with Cutco. Maybe they did it only when they were in college. People that already own Cutco are the best Cutco owners, the best Cutco purchasers. Make sense?
Yeah.